In this video, we are going to talk about 10 best places to visit in Portugal. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Portugal has a lot of power for such a little nation. This tiny country provides an amazingly wide assortment of tourist attractions, from bustling cities and remote towns and villages to exciting beach resorts and breathtaking national parks. Portugal's location in this sunny region of Western Europe gives it a unique charm. It shares a border with Spain, a wonderful coastline with the Atlantic Ocean, and a wedge of Iberia. See our list of the top Portugal tourist destinations for assistance in organizing your vacation. Number 10. Lisbon. Portugal's capital, Lisbon, is one of the most appealing cities in all of Europe. This thriving Atlantic port is located on the banks of the river Tagus and is spread out over a number of hills, which emphasize its prime waterfront location. Exploring the city's historic district is a voyage into its intriguing past, which is illustrated by well-known tourist destinations like the impressive Castelo de São Jorge and Alfama, Lisbon's oldest neighborhood. A network of top-notch museums broadens the range of available cultural experiences. You might be in awe of the modernity of Parque das Nações to the east, away from the city center, and its popular attractions like the magnificent Oceanario. In between, you can stroll through attractive squares lined with trees, stroll along wide esplanades along the river, or take in breathtaking views from one of the many miradouros, or viewpoints, scattered throughout the city. Number 9. Sintra. One of the jewels in Portugal's glistening sightseeing crown is the enchanting Sintra. This ancient and alluring town, recognized by UNESCO for its remarkable cultural landscape, is unquestionably worth setting aside a full day to explore. One of the most well-liked day trips from Lisbon is this one. The Palácio Nacional, a landmark building with its distinctive twin chimneys looming over a pretty square edged with houses painted in a palette of pale pink and ochre with splashes of yellow, dominates the town, which is huddled beneath the lip of the forested Serra de Sintra hills. The historic Castelo dos Moros, which appears to have been hewn out of the granite escarpment it runs along, looks down over this picture postcard landscape. The alluring Palácio de Pena, a summer retreat for the Portuguese royal family in the 19th century, sits atop the highest hill. For those who enjoy hiking, Sintra has a variety of trails to choose from, but you'll need strong legs to climb the challenging hills that surround the town. Awe-inspiring views of the distant city of Cascais can be seen from the highest points of the Serra. Number 8. Porto. Porto, Portugal's second city, provides visitors with a very different experience from that of the capital due to its sturdy granite architecture and commercial atmosphere. Porto, which is located at the mouth of the River Douro and is graced with a waterfront known as the Ribeira that has been designated by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, is home to some of the best examples of Baroque churches and neoclassical structures in the nation. The intimidating Sé, the city's cathedral, and the needle-like Torre dos Clarigos are particularly noteworthy. Ponte da Luz, a famous double-decked iron bridge that spans the Douro and links the city to Vila Nova de Gaia, is another well-known building. A slow stroll along the Ribeira gives you a real sense of the past and allows you to breathe in the salty air of the location. Number 7. Évora. One of Portugal's most alluring cities is Évora, which is located deep within the Alentejo. Évora needs a thorough and leisurely examination because of the incredible collection of well-preserved monuments it is known for. The impressive Templo Romano, built around the 2nd century, the gloomy but captivating Sé Cathedral, built in the 12th century, and the Igreja de São Francisco, with its ominous Capela dos Ossos, completed in the mid-1550s, are just a few of the historical landmarks contained within its medieval walls. Évora has earned the coveted UNESCO World Heritage Site designation thanks to the historical significance of the city and the pristine state of its architectural marvels. But you'll also fall in love with the city's charming market town atmosphere and down-to-earth character. It's fun to roam and shop in its Moorish alleys, peruse interesting museums, and have lunch in charming squares where you're treated more like a guest than a visitor. Number 6. Abidos. What do kings give their queens as wedding gifts? It was the achingly beautiful village of Bidos, a tradition that persisted for hundreds of years, for the fortunate queens of Portugal. It is now available to the public and is definitely worth the hour-long travel from Lisbon to the north to get there. Óbidos is every artist's fantasy. Strong medieval walls surround a collection of whitewashed homes, cafes, and artisan shops lining a succession of tiny, cobblestone lanes. There is also the Igreja de Santa Maria, which has a stunning interior made of blue and white azulejos from the 17th century, tiles. Rare paintings by Josefa de Bidos, a painter from the 17th century, are housed at a museum on the charming town square. Beautiful views of the surrounding terracotta rooftops and the verdant plains can be had by strolling along the top of the battlements. The defenses are a component of the famous castle, whose keep towers over the picturesque area below like a guardian. The actual castle is now a luxurious historic hotel called a posada. Number 5. Tavira. Tavira, which is listed in numerous guidebooks as the Algarve's most alluring town, does indeed check off all the scenic prerequisites. A Roman footbridge connects one side of this charmingly laid-back town to the other while the Rio Gilo smiles through it. You should take a stroll along the waterfront before or after exploring the remainder of Tavira's historic sites. Beautiful views of the ancient town and the neighboring coast may be seen from the castle walls. You can also tour the magnificent cathedral, Igreja de Santa do Castelo, which houses the graves of chivalrous knights. The town is also home to the intriguing Clio Islamico Museum. Highlights include a remarkable figurative vase from the 11th century. A tempting choice is to visit the offshore Ilha de Tavira, a huge beach that even in peak season has plenty of space to spare. This is especially alluring during the hot summer months. From a jetty in Quatro Guas, a passenger ferry takes visitors there. Number 4. Parque Natural de Ria Formosa. The Parque Natural de Ria Formosa is one of the Algarve's natural beauties, and it contributes to the region's justifiable fame for its unspoiled shoreline. This 60-kilometer expanse of marshland, salt pans, shallow water lagoons, and sand dune islands that stretches from Quinta do Lago East via Faro all the way to Cacila Velha is this protected marine ecosystem. The park, which is home to a wealth of flora and fauna, is crisscrossed by a number of nature trails that put you close to some of the species that are typical of this part of Portugal. Birdwatchers can observe uncommon species like the purple gallinule from observation hides constructed on the lakes, while flocks of larger flamingos can be seen on the mudflats. On shore, keep an eye out for thriving goosefoot, the delicate sea daffodil, and, if you're lucky, the Mediterranean chameleon. The well-known San Lorenzo golf course, which attracts a variety of birdlife, is passed by one of the hikes. Near Alho, the park's administrative center is where visitors can pick up maps and brochures with information. Number 3. Coimbra. Coimbra's famed university on a hilltop is just one of the many reasons to go there. However, the abundance of additional tourist sites, many of which are gathered around the Velha Universidade, a location recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, justifies a full day of exploring. A visit to the magnificent Biblioteca Joanina, a Baroque gem of gilded and marbled wood and frescoed ceilings, is without a doubt the high point of a tour of the former university site. For an exhilarating view of the entire neighborhood, you can also ascend to the top of the clock tower from the 18th century. Include the majestic Sé Velha from the late 12th century in your exploration, Old Cathedral. There are other historic structures to see down below in the Old Town, including 2 former convents and the Igreja de Santa Cruz, which was dedicated in 1131 and houses Afonso Henrique's tomb, the first monarch of Portugal. Number 2. Parque Natural de Serra de Estrela. The Serra de Estrela, the highest mountain range in mainland Portugal, is appropriately referred to as the Star Mountains. The range, or more specifically the plateau, rises to a height of 1,993 meters above sea level at its highest point and is a striking natural feature of central Portugal. In the winter, when opportunistic skiers take advantage of what is perhaps the shortest ski season in Europe, it is frequently covered in snow. Otherwise, the granite escarpments and glacier-carved valleys are typical hiking territory, and the area is covered in a system of marked long-distance trails and tracks. In the communities like Linhers and Valizim, trekkers may experience the region's traditional charm while also admiring some extremely gorgeous countryside. The Serra de Estrela sheepdog, a breed exclusive to Portugal, resides in the mountains. You will undoubtedly run into a proud local while walking one of these large but gentle dogs. The region is particularly well known for the Serra cheese, which is undoubtedly Portugal's best cheese and is incredibly rich and creamy. Look for it to be discounted in the shops that cater to numerous nearby villages. Number 1. Elvas. One of the greatest preserved examples of military architecture in Europe may be found in the thick, star-shaped walls that make up the fortifications that surround Elvas. The mid-17th century defenses of this frontier town in the Alentejo, located 15 kilometers from the Spanish border, are so noteworthy that UNESCO has named Elvas a World Heritage Site. It takes a while to get there from the west, and may be best coupled with a trip to the nearby Spanish city of Badajoz, but once there, travelers are rewarded by an impressive network of walls, moats, and ramparts in the pattern of stars. There are some worthwhile tourist attractions located within this impenetrable ring, including the Igreja de Nossa Senhora do Consolaco, whose unassuming exterior conceals a genuinely brilliant interior. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.